The series finale here at Globe Life Park. Mariners and the Rangers splitting the first two games, and a little day baseball coming your way today. Good to have you with us here in Root Sports. The Mariners and the Rangers. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew on hand as we get ready to get home to Seattle in the home opener. And right now they've got Manny Acta on the right, third base coach, exchanging lineup cards with Jeff Bannister. Bannister and Scott Service had a pointing duel last night, exchanged some unpleasantries. So I guess discretion being what it is. Hey, Manny, you go do it. I don't want to rub any salt in the wounds there.
It's a new day. I think everything will be fine. Take a look at the Mariners lineup. A few changes with the right-hander on the mound. Martin and Seager moved to the top of the lineup. Adam Lynn had a few days off. He will hit fifth. Then you have Seth Smith, the DH, batting sixth. Sardinas with his first major league home run in last night's ball game. He's going to hit seventh and play left field. Steve Clevenger getting his first start of the season behind the plate.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Texas Rangers.
Manny has got previous managing experience in Washington and Cleveland. Valued third base coach here on the Mariners staff this year in 2016. Mariners will face 36-year-old Colby Lewis in his 11th big league season.
17-9 last year, but a high ERA, a 4.66 ERA for Colby Lewis. He had a lot of run support last year, 142 strikeouts to 42 walks. Again, his fastball will be in the upper 80s. He'll mix in his slider quite a bit. About 35% of the time he's going to go to his slider. So Mariners have to keep that in mind. But he gave up 26 home runs. Warm day, wind still blowing here, so look for the Mariners to try to hit the ball out of the ballpark, something they've been able to do in the first two games. Take a look at the defense for the Rangers. Interesting, Ian Desmond, been a shortstop throughout his career. We've seen him in left field. Now they're going to try him in center, and again, he's going to have to fight the sun and the wind today, so we'll see how that works out. Alberto at shortstop getting his first start, see if there's any nerves there. And Brian Holiday, he's going to do the catching. We'll see if the Mariners want to run on the backup catcher. See what Lewis did last year against the Mariners. 0-2, ERA just under 4 for Lewis. So the Mariners very familiar with Colby Lewis.
Lewis's career started back in 02 in the big leagues with Texas for 3 years, then Detroit, Oakland, Hiroshima over in Japan. He's battled injuries, he's battled ineffectiveness. He's come back for the last 2 years with the Rangers to win 27 games and lose 23. And as you mentioned, Mike, the home run total last year 26, the year before 25.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes for him today. I thought it was interesting. You mentioned how long the Colby Lewis has been around. I was looking at my notes and I saw Edgar Martinez is a 357 hitter against Colby Lewis. So if they get in trouble late, they can run Edgar up there. Hey, Edgar, of course, retired in 2004.
I tell you what, I'll take my chances 1AB with Mr. Martinez just for the heck of it, especially for a guy that he owns. No question about it. Great to have you with us. So you look at Edgar, who's done such a fine job since coming on midway last year as the hitting coach for the Mariners. Home plate umpire for today's ball game, James Hoy, with Chad Fairchild at first, Jim Joyce at second, and Marvin Hudson at third. And here's to James Hoy having a consistent afternoon behind the plate. It happens. Marvin did not have particularly consistent game last night. First pitch in there for a strike to Leonys Martin. We're underway. 74 degrees here in Arlington. First pitch at 109. And on the grass at third is Beltre. It's Martin 1 for 5 in early going with an RBI. Turned his ankle in the bat late in the game, but nice to see him back out in the field. Be out in center field tonight.
And probably has a little bit of tape on the ankle today.
Six lefties, 2 switch hitters in the lineup today against Colby Lewis. 2-2. Lewis in his career against the Mariners 7-8 with a 3.91 ERA. Foul back. Seventh inning last night, Mariners get a couple of runs and take a 4-2 lead. Then the captain told the lieutenant to go full broadside in the 8th with 6 runs 3 are homers.
And they were long home runs, all of them.
And if I would like to have heard or seen a reading on an audio meter, because those balls got touched up. Cano, the double by Seager, a home run by Seth Smith, and Sardinius' home run. My goodness. Swing and a miss. Martine's gone, 1 away.
Well, he had a number of fastballs to hit, and he kept fouling them off, and so he eventually swings through this changeup, 80 miles an hour. It's just off the outside corner. Last year, Lewis did not throw his changeup a lot, only 6% of the time. Although it was a good pitch for him. Opponent's hitting just 212 off of his changeup.
Righty on the mound. Scott Service moves Kyle Seager up to the 2-hole. Kyle in his young career has worn out Texas pitching. 331, 15 homers, 8 of those homers here in this building.
And you can see what he's done against Lewis. 370 with a couple of home runs. They have the shift on with Kyle hitting.
They have meetings before a series, and you get a guy with Seager's numbers. Boy, I bet he gets about at least a couple of minutes conversation, pitching coach. And
you can count on it,
right?
You can count on it. Yep. And sometimes you get in those situations, and there's really nothing that you can do about it. Kyle likes hitting in this ballpark, and he has for a while. Put up some numbers.
2-1 pitch.
I think it'll be interesting to watch and see how long Scott Service will stay with this sort of lineup. He said that he was going to have Kyle hit second against right-handers, hit fifth against lefties.
So Cano, he's on deck. Cano's going to have a chance to swing the bat with a man aboard as Seager is pitched to very carefully by Colby Lewis.
Lewis doesn't typically walk a lot of batters, but he will pitch around the edges of the plate again. His fastball around 87, 88 miles an hour.
Cano 2 for 9, both hits home runs. That's what he did last year, and as per usual, he's 155 or more games. Got good numbers against Lewis, 7 for 18 with a couple of doubles.
Good to see him start fast.
Oh man, gotta have it.
2 home runs. I don't think he had a second home run until the end of May of last year. Still ended up with 21 on the year.
That was an early stretch too. Remember, he kept hitting the top of the tape back home in Seattle. A bunch of balls
hitting him out to left center.
Right. They just went a little more oomph. Home opener Friday. Always a great show in Seattle. Ken Griffey Jr. is going to be throwing out the first pitch going into the Hall of Fame, and our Root pregame show begins at 6 if you can't make it to the ballpark. Here's another one hit well by Cano. Deep right center field. He's done it again.
Wow.
Robinson Cano absolutely on fire on a 1-1 pitch, a 2-run homer, and the Mariners have a 2-0 lead. 3 home runs, 3 games for Robbie Cano.
Dave, he must have watched the Open before he came out of the dugout, because we were just talking about that possibility of 3 days in a row. I think the impressive thing for him is now that he is healthy, he's able to pull the ball with authority, and we've seen it a lot. That looks like a changeup out over the plate.
This carries high and deep into the bullpen. What a resounding crash, too.
The 8th inning was so impressive in last night's ball game that really haven't talked much about Cruz. He hit his first home run yesterday. It was earlier in the ball game.
Line drive into the Mariner bullpen, and it was hit on a line. It couldn't have been more than about 15 feet high. Ground ball to the shortstop, Hanser Alberto. Elvis Andrus getting the day off. 2 away. Well, Cano, one of the alpha males in this ball club, is off to a fabulous start in his first 3 games. He's 3 for 10. All 3 of them are home runs. He's driven in 4. There's Adam Lind. Look forward to watching him feast on right-hand pitching.
Adam started in the opener, had last night off. You can see his numbers here at the ballpark.
One from Lewis. Ball with 2 strikes. Popped up, that'll play. Guy's hit a lot of home runs in his career. Against right-hand pitching, a .293 hitter with 145 career home runs. .354 on base percentage against right-hand pitching. And he finds a hole on the right side for a base hit. Adam Lind with his first hit as a Mariner.
Another off-speed pitch, 75 miles an hour. Looked like the curveball.
So Adam Lind's aboard. First time as a Mariner. 2 outs, 2 runs in. Here's Seth Smith. He has been in full attack mode at the plate. He has looked great.
Hit well over 500 during the spring. Did start last night's ball game. Came in as a pinch hitter. Served a base hit out to left center field, and then his next time up, almost hit the concession stand down the right field line. His first home run.
Smitty went 20 for 37 in the spring. Even though you don't want to put a lot of stock in that, 20 for 37, it's 20 for 37, pal.
You mentioned it last night. It wasn't the 20 for 37. It was hit hard.
I have a lot of HHs next to him.
He was barreling the ball up all spring.
Yeah, it's impressive. And this with a little tweak in the grind. The last few days he's looking at Miley. Be out in a few minutes. But it certainly has not hurt Seth's swing. Odor in short right field for him. 3-1. Take a look at the location and how hard and where this pitch lands. Boom, baby. My goodness. Your added protection, there's helmets available out in right field. And Smith works a walk. This would be the 7th man to the plate coming up here for the Mariners in the first inning. 2-0 and looking for more.
Couple of walks for Lewis, already 28 pitches. 16 of those for strikes. Doug Brocail, new pitching coach for the Rangers, making a trip.
Talking to Steve Busby, the TV announcer for the Rangers. Brocail's been around baseball for a long time with the 30-second rule. Doug was saying during spring training, hey man, I had to lose weight to make that run out there. So Robbie Cano enjoying a nice run. 3rd time in his career he's had 3 consecutive games with a homer. Comparing notes with Edgar. I'd like to hear that conversation. You're doing okay.
Don't change a thing.
Sardinia's first start as a Mariner.
Mentioned his home run last night. He's a switch hitter. He hit it right-handed, hit it out to left field.
30 pitches. Trying to inflict more damage here. Flips it out to left field. Ruggiano, the former Mariner, back to get it. That'll do it. Mariners get a 2-run homer from Robinson Cano. Leave a couple on, but a wonderful start. The Mariners try to take this series. 2-0 Mariners with Texas coming to bat. Here we are, game 3 of the Mariners riding the hot bat of Robinson Cano off to a fabulous start here in 2016. Gotta love what we're seeing here in these first 3 games. Here's a look at the Texas lineup that will face Wade Miley.
Some changes for them. Chu and Desmond move up to the top of the lineup. Then you have Rua, Ruggiano, Holiday, and Alberto all getting their first starts to round out the 9 for the Rangers. For Miley last year, 11-game winner, a 4.46 ERA, 147 strikeouts, 64 walks. Opponents hit .265 off of Wade Miley. And look at the defense. Sardinus getting his first start in left field. Cruz at the DH last night, back in right field. Then behind the plate, you have Steve Clevenger. He's making his first start of the season, the backup catcher for the Mariners.
And with Wade Miley on the mound, a lot of times you want to have the TV on and you're walking around the room doing things. I think you may want to keep your face in the tube here because the man works quickly. Shin-Soo Choo so far 0 for 5 with an RBI. First 2 ball games.
And for Miley, his fastball will be around 90, 91 miles an hour. Mix in a changeup and a slider. You'll see an occasional curveball, and he will cut his fastball in on the hands to the righties.
Miley had me cracking up in spring training. Was talking to him about the speed with which he works. He says, "I'd never turn my back to the catcher."
I think he said it was his college coach.
Oh, it was.
That encouraged him to do that, pitch quickly.
And he's taking it to a new level. Ground ball, Marte throws out Chu, 1 down.
That'll make Scott Service happy, getting Chu to hit it into the shift.
1 up on the board.
And 1 up on the board.
Miley out of Southeast Louisiana University. Made the All-Star team in 2012. There's Ian Desmond playing at center field today. And again, clearly an outstanding athlete. He's a fine shortstop with Washington. They got him in left field. And enough confidence to throw him out there in center field. Miley's got him 0-2.
For Wade, he started him with his changeup. And last year he threw his changeup about 19% of the time. He also mixed in his slider about 14%. Throws a lot of fastballs. But his changeup, he really improved his changeup last year. Opponents hit .361 off of his changeup in 2014. Last year just .258. So a lot of confidence in that pitch.
He strikes out Desmond for out number 2.
We'll take a look at it. 83 miles an hour. Little slider trying to get it to his back foot, and able to do it as he swings over the top of it.
Miley, an 11-11 record last year with Boston, 4.46 ERA. Prior to that, he'd been with Arizona. Had a good year in 2012, going 16-11. Fielder with one hit. It was the bloop against Felix in Game 1. Miley gets in a roll. You're going to see guys stepping out a heck of a lot more. Whoa, defensive swing there. As you see, Clevenger had his glove way up, almost chin high.
Yeah, almost standing up. The glove was at least to his chin. 0-2 count, trying to get him to chase the high fastball. And
that looked like a catcher's stance from 1890.
And into the shift again.
Nice inning from Miley in his Mariner debut. Needs 12 pitches to go 1-2-3 in the first. Mariners lead at 2-0. Angie, thank you. As we look at Steve Clevenger making his Mariners batting debut. Batting in the 8-hole today. Ketel Marte to follow, and Leonys Martin after that. 2-run homer by Robinson Cano in the first inning for the early Mariner lead. Clevenger out of the Cubs and Orioles organization. Came up as a shortstop, and they converted him to a catcher.
Watching him during spring training, he was a very patient hitter, and it seemed that he wanted to stay in the middle of the field. We'll see if that changes today. So far, trying to show some patience and gets himself into a good count at 3-1.
There's Marte on deck. Pitch hit to the shortstop, Alberto. One out. Texas infield today. Adrian Beltre, Hanser Alberto at short, Rugnet Odor at second, and Ryan Rua at first. The outfield of Ruggiano, Desmond, and Chu. Here's Marte looking for his first hit of the season.
People thought maybe he had it last night in his last at bat. Hit the ball out the left center field, and DeShields was able to run it down right in front of the wall.
Beltre in on the grass at third. Rua step on the grass at first. Marte ahead 3-0.
It's good to see Aoki get a couple of hits in last night's ball game.
Took a foul ball off the shin last night, so he's getting today off. 3-0. In there for strike. Three-one pitch. Popped up. Short left field. Luciano with his second play. Follow Mariners Baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up to the moment. Game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Here's Martin, struck out on a 2-2 pitch to open up the ball game. 2-1. Cano with that home run was the Mariners' 10th extra base hit of the series. This one hit well right field, and that is gone. How about Leonys Martin with a line drive home run? That's another home run for Seattle. It's 3-0 here in the second inning, and Martin, whoa, good for him. The former Ranger coming up big against his old team. He had a double in last night's game.
And this is a solid line drive that he hits. I wasn't sure it was going to be high enough, but it barely makes it over the wall. It's his first home run of the season.
The second RBI.
Just getting started in the third game of the season, and the Mariners have already hit 8 home runs.
I like it. It's a good trend. Yeah, dirt to Kyle Seager, 1-1. Outfield deep for Seager. Odor in short right field, the second baseman. Line drive, that is just foul. Decent daytime crowd here. Last night 28,386, and for the season opener, a really good crowd a couple of days ago, 49,289. The way the Mariners are swinging the bat in this series, get your highlighter out and mark up June 3-4 weekend series. Our second trip back here. Final trip to Texas will be in the last week of August, beg your pardon. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 29, 30, and 31.
Well, for a number of the guys, they won't have to wait that long. Oakland comes to town this weekend. Home opener on Friday, and then it's the Rangers right back again.
Yep.
So you get to see the same pitching. 6 games inside of a week and a half.
Yep. We're 6 out of 9. 2-2 to Kyle. Luciano tracking this one, and he's got no play. The other thing too, enjoy these temperatures. 74 degrees. This is outstanding. And that, let's see, last year wasn't so bad, so that's 15. So I remember like 12, 13, 14, middle trip, 104, 105. I mean, mark it down. Middle of the Texas summer. 2-2. Check him out. Leonys Martin checks in with his first Mariner home run, the second Mariner blast of the day. Cano with a 2-run shot. Here's a 2-out solo blast by Martin. It just got out. 3-0 Mariners. for the Mariners. How about Cano? A 2-run shot. Martin on the right. He had a solo blast. First 2 innings, not bad. 3-0 for Wade Miley. Faces Adrian Beltre, Rougned Odor, and Ryan Rua. 4, 5, and 6 here for the Rangers. Beltre 1 for 9 against Miley. First 2 games, Beltre 1 for 7. Beltre, a veteran guy. I'm not surprised to see him do that.
We'll slow him down. We were talking about the meetings that they have. I'm sure that's something that they talked about too.
Miley working so fast.
Working
step
fast,
out,
and if he's throwing strikes and then he's commanding the strike zone, step out on him. If he's struggling, you just let him go. But
Lynn can't get it. Base hit. Tried to smother it. Dove right over it. Beltre is aboard a second hit in these 3 games. Adam Wisson could have made that play. Brings up Rougned Odor, second baseman.
I'm not sure how well he was able to see the ball. You can see the ground ball going that way, and a little bit of a late break for him. I think that's why he was shaking his head.
And he's got the glasses on too. Wearing a little straight brim up. Odor off the fist, dunks one in. Beltre going to go to third. Here's the throw. It's offline. Taking second on the throw is Odor. And the Rangers are awake here in the second inning.
Bit of a jam shot over the shortstop's head. We'll see Sardinas. Played some outfield during spring training, and he had a chance to get Beltre, but the throw was just wide.
First 2 men have reached. Brings up Ryan Rua in his season debut, the first baseman.
First 2 games of this series, Mariners pitching, they've held the Rangers to a 167 batting average, runners in scoring position.
Won a lot of games with those kind of numbers. Miley, though, behind 2-0 with 2 on, nobody out. Ground ball to Marte. Beltre scores and throws out Rua. RBI for Ryan. Beltre scores. It's 3-1. 3-1 Mariners.
Again, being aggressive on the fastball. Infield is back. 2-run lead at the time. A strong throw by Marte.
Justin Ruggiano spent some time with the Mariners last year. Good foul. Pitch number 23 coming up. Serves this one into the gap. Sardinas cuts it off. Odor will score easily. Ruggiano digging for second. He's in there. RBI double. Rangers answer right back. 3-2 ball game.
And it's on the changeup. Pretty good pitch. You can see it on the tracer. It's on the outside corner and at the knees. Give Ruggiano some credit for that base hit.
Ruggiero, 81 games with the Dodgers last year, with the Mariners last year, 60 with the Dodgers. Comes up big here in his Rangers season debut. Here's Brian Holiday. His first game. Two runs in, runner at second, one out. Bottom of the order was productive last night in the fourth inning for the Rangers. Andrews and Chirinos coming up with RBI singles. 6 and 7 hole guys, Rua and Ruggiero knocking in runs. Limited action last year for Holiday. Two and two. Martin has shifted a couple steps towards right center. This one popped up. Cano's right there. Out number 2. Next Monday, bring the family out to Safeco Field. Check out these 2016 Mariners. Not only will you catch the new team, but you can also take part in the BECU Family Night. The special view level seats, they're available for one low price. Find out, log on to Mariners.com for your tickets. Hanser Alberto, the shortstop. His season debut.
You were talking about Martin shading towards right center for the last hitter. The thing that he did that I really liked is he made sure that Sardinas went with him so that the space between them stays the same. Sardinas has not played a lot of outfield. He's been a shortstop by trade. So we wanted to make sure that he's in the right position with him all the time.
I saw Martin. He was on the he was on the left side, and then he started moving. I looked over and I saw the same thing you did, him waving over Sardinas, because the gap would have really been something huge. Swing and a miss. Clevenger will throw down. That'll complete it. Rangers come back with 2 runs on 3 hits, and they're back in this ball game 3-2. Cano will be leading off when we come back. Delivery of the game, and what a delivery it was in a 1-1 pitch here, Mike.
Take a look at it. Gets a curveball, change up, some off-speed pitch, and he gets it off the back of the bullpen. Cano now is homered in 3 straight games.
Robbie leads off here in the 3rd, followed by Cruz and Lind. So popped up. Coming in the left fielder, Ruggiano. 1 out. It's going to bring up Nelson Cruz.
Right fielder Nelson Cruz.
Good to see him healthy and swinging the bat well. And we mentioned last night, could feel a hot streak coming on, and he hit a home run 2nd time up after being hit by a pitch. Got it on a 2-2 pitch.
He also mixed in a double. Walked. Scored 3 runs last night.
Hit a good line. 2 for 3, 3 runs scored and an RBI. Good work.
You were talking about it earlier towards spring training. He's having some knee issues, but he had a hustle double in last night's ball game. Looked like he was running pretty good.
Broken bat down the line, base hit. So strong.
Let's take a look. It looked like a breaking ball, maybe the slider right off the end of the bat.
So 1 out base runner. Adam Lind will be the hitter. Base hit to right his first time. Ball 1 from Colby Lewis. Lewis last year in this ballpark had a 5.07 ERA, but his record 8-3.
Run support.
That's what it's all about. That's what he wrote it home. I mean, a 5.07, that's softball numbers, and went to win 8 games. Battled all kinds of injuries during the course of his career. This one hit hard but foul. You got to applaud a guy who has persevered the way he has. Rotator cuff soreness 1 year, shoulder surgery another year, right forearm tendonitis a couple of times. He's carved out a really good career. Into Odor. Good Alberto. Back to Rua on a 4-6-3 double play, and that ends the Mariners' 3rd. No runs, a hit, no errors, nobody left. Bottom 3 here in Texas, 3-2 Mariners. A nice warm day here in Texas. Absolutely, as Wade Miley starts off Shin Soo Choo with ball one.
Second time through the lineup for Miley. Choo hitting. The Mariners have the shift on.
This guy's got his hot dogs ready to go. He'll finish it off with one of those cold drinks, no doubt. 2 balls, 1 strike here to Choo.
Oh.
Miley's thinking the same thing you are. 3-1. Now a full count.
He didn't want to give in to him and throw him the fastball again, so he's able to get back into the count with a curveball. And Desmond waiting on deck.
Three-two to Choo. Swing and a miss. Got him. 3rd strikeout for Wade Miley.
Center fielder, Ian.
Bring up Ian Desmond. Hey, this week only, T-Mobile customers can get a free season-long subscription to MLB.TV Premium. Go to T-Mobile.com/MLB to sign up now and catch every moment on America's fastest-growing LTE network. Desmond struck out on 3 pitches first time up. Desmond 1 for 9 his first 3 games. Breaking ball 1-2. Two and 2. Deck hitters Prince Fielder. Two. That might have been the longest time between pitches for Miley by a couple 3 seconds. Still working at a very brisk pace. Seager charges. That's a fair ball. Throws across. He gets Desmond. Home opener coming up on Friday. And it'll be Taijuan Walker against Eric Surkamp, who was late of the White Sox, now with the Athletics. Check out our CenturyLink What's Next.
Looking forward to watching Taijuan. A lot of expectations for him this year.
And expectations he has on himself, right? Fielder goes after the high pitch. Can't catch up to it. He grounded out to short his first time up. 1-2. Mariners put the shift on against Prince. This one's hit well, but hanging up for Martin. A 1-2-3 inning in the 3rd. Mariners lead it 3-2. Back with more right after this. Here on Root Sports, being brought to you by your local Ford stores. By Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting star Mike and Molly, Billy Gardell, May 14th. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. So look at Globe Life Park here in Arlington, Texas. Home of the Rangers, and the Mariners have a 3-2 lead. Cano with a 2-run homer in the first, a solo blast by Martin in the second. RBIs by Rua and Ruggiano in the Texas second inning. Here's Seth Smith, Luis Sardinas, and Steve Clevenger 6, 7, and 8 here against Colby Lewis. Seth first time up, drew a walk on a 3-1 pitch.
Rangers have the shift on with Seth hitting. It was interesting talking to Seth about that, knowing that teams were going to shift against him. And I asked him, I said, do you pay attention to it? You try to hit away from it at times? And I thought he gave me a pretty good answer. He said, when I'm swinging the bat well, the game's slowed down for me. I don't worry about it at all. He said, but if I'm struggling, you'll try to hit the ball the other way.
Good count for him here, 2-1. 3-1.
To this point, we haven't seen him struggle at all.
No, not even close. And he's aboard again via the walk, second time. And that's unusual because he came into today's game 1 for 10 career against Lewis. Don't forget to stick around after the game for Mariners postgame, presented by Delta Airlines. Comments from Scott Service, Mariner ball players as they go for the series win here in Texas. Last year, the Mariners 12-7 against the Rangers, who went on to win the American League West. First time 7 years that the Mariners had won a season series against Texas. Bunt goes foul off the bat of Sardinas.
He wasn't sacrificing there. He was trying to bunt for a base hit.
Sardinas a big gap in right center. Alberto and Odor double play depth. 1-1. Good to see Mariner fans all over the ballpark here. Quite well represented down here in Texas. Double play opportunity. Lewis doesn't get there. But Layton's foot was well off the bag, and Sardinas beat it out anyway.
Sardinas runs well. It would have been a tough double play to turn. You were right, Dave. Definitely would have beat it out.
Clevenger looking for his first Mariner hit, rounded out to short on a 3-1 pitch, opening up the second inning. Clevenger, a .287 hitter, 30 games in Baltimore last year. 2 homers, 15 runs batted in. Take one to Steve. The skipper was excited to get him into the lineup today. Had a good spring. Likes the matchup against Colby Lewis.
Talking about getting into the game, I don't think the situation is going to matter today. I think we'll see Cishek come out of the bullpen. He and Benoit are the only 2 relievers that haven't pitched yet. I think if I remember right, the last time Cishek was in a game was that Friday before we left spring training. So it's been a few days. He'd like to get him out there.
Back with the dive. Sardinas.
You missed the open, the bullpen. So far in the first 2 games, they've pitched a total of 6 innings. They have 10 strikeouts and really have thrown the ball well.
Runner goes, got a good break. Throw down to second. Oh, they got him.
I'm going to take a look at him. Hopefully he's not hurt. Looks like a pretty firm tag right on top of his head. We'll take a look at the dive.
Ooh.
Right there on top of his head. And then I wonder if maybe ended up having his hand caught up in the spikes of Alberto. Spikes right in front of the base.
Boy,
that was a tough one.
That's a price you pay sometimes when you slide head first. 2 outs. As versatile as Sardinas is, you don't want to lose him. That's a fair ball. Easy play for Rua. And Colby Lewis, thanks to the holiday, gunning down a Sardinas, faces the minimum here in this inning. 3-2 Seattle. Bobby Doerr, I'm going to believe at that time, he's spent most of his career with the Boston Red Sox. That's a good number, a good name to be associated with. Thank you, Angie. Adrian Beltre fouling one off. Beltre, Odor, and Ryan Rua, 4, 5, and 6 here. Second time we've seen Beltre step out. Beltre first time up and a 1-2 pitch single to right. Strike 2. '29-year-old Wade Miley, a career record of 1-2 against the Rangers. 3.86 ERA. It's 2-2 here to Beltre.
51 pitches, 35 strikes.
Counts run full so far. 3 strikeouts for Miley, no walks, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits. Beltre to right field. Nelson cruising over to get it, makes the play. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Train. Thrilled to be getting home tonight. Off day tomorrow. Scott Service said no workout for the boys. And then the A's in town and the Rangers again for 3, then back out on the road. Yankees, Cleveland, and Anaheim, and we should see, or could see, all kinds of crazy temperatures on that trip. Odor tried to take it with him, fouls it off.
So pack a little bit of everything?
Yeah. Sweaters are going to be your best friend. At 40, what was it, 43 degrees yesterday in New York. I checked looking ahead, the forecast for next week when we get there is about 59 as a high, so that means game time 7 o'clock is going to be about 45 to 50.
I like that Scott's not having a workout tomorrow. A number of the guys getting to Seattle for the first time, give them a chance to get settled into their plays.
Very important.
Yeah. Get all those off the field things taken care of so they can concentrate on baseball Friday night.
And they could use the rest.
Yes.
They're coming off the spring every day. And in terms of these first couple of days, especially the first day, as Odor swings and misses, you spend a lot of energy emotionally too. You're fired up. You're catching up with people, the excitement of starting the season. Right?
All of those things, and on top of everything else, the game times. Their bodies right now, 3 o'clock the first night, 7 o'clock last night, come right back to 1 o'clock today. Yep. Last night was a long ball game, so the guys probably didn't get to bed till late.
Last night, 3 hours and 30 minutes in that ball game. Here's Ryan Rua. RBI ground out first time. That was in the 2nd inning. Cano got it started, a 2-run homer, 1-1 pitch in the first. And then Martin homered. Here's Robbie throwing out Rua as Wade Miley has a nice quick inning in the 4th. Needed just 12 pitches. He's got a 3-2 lead. Here on Root Sports, being brought to you by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast, and by Steel. To find your local Steel dealer, visit steeldealers.com. Got beautiful weather here in Texas. Mariners with a 3-2 lead. And let's say he's going to win that race. Yes, sir. Good start.
Beautiful.
Ketel Marte. We've been hungering for that kind of play from him for a long time, and hopefully we'll see a lot of that this year.
Well, take a look at it. It's just perfect. Going to take it with him, make the first baseman, field the ball. He's going to beat Lewis to the bag. That's the easy part.
No chance for Odor to get there.
We talked about it with Marte, Aoki, Martin.
That ends an 0 for 10 start to the season for Marte. Top of the order, here's Martin. We talk so much about the run game in spring. Break glass, let them run.
Well, Scott Service said he gave them all the green light, and they took advantage of it, so I'm not sure that's going to change. Sardinas has already tried to steal.
Through the whole base hit. Charging his two, he's got a plus arm, and they'll hold Marte at second. Good start to this 5th inning. There's 2 men aboard. Make sure you join the Mariners in Boeing for Salute to Armed Forces Night. It's coming up this Saturday, 6:10 start against the A's. Get there early for the special pregame ceremony. Then after the game, 10,000 fans, you're going to get a collectible military coin. Tickets at mariners.com. Well, here's Seager in a situation you want him at the dish in this ballpark. Generally any time, but especially in this ballpark, where career 330 plus hitter. Take one. Kyle's walked and scored. He scored ahead of Cano in the home run and struck out in the 2nd inning.
Through the first 2 games, the Mariners 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position, 0 for 1 so far this afternoon.
Good speed out there in the base paths. Holiday with a fine block. 1-1. Two-run homer, Robbie Cano in the first. Martin a home run in the 2nd. Rangers get 2 in the 2nd. RBI ground out by Rua, and Ruggiano, the former Mariner, doubled in a run. Outfield straightaway and deep for Kyle. He's got a good count at 2-1. One
of the things we know about Colby Lewis is he will not give in to the hitters. Just because you get into a 2-1, 3-1, 3-2 count, 2-0, it doesn't mean he's just going to throw you a fastball.
Let's throw a strike here. 3-1 with Cano on deck.
Missed with that changeup. 75 pitches, 41 strikes.
Let's see what kind of swing Kyle can put on this pitch. 3-1, 2 men aboard.
Like the changeup again.
Since your debut, what year was that in the bigs?
89.
89. Things have changed a lot since then, right, in that regard?
Depends on the pitcher. He's been around for a long time. His fastball is 87, 88. For him to be around as long as he has been, he can't give in to hitters. He has to locate, change speeds on things.
Swing and a miss. Put a wrinkle in that pitch.
Slider.
Second time he struck out Seager. That's his 3rd strikeout of the ballgame.
Looks like a slider at his back foot. Yeah, most of the time you would think you get in those counts, you're going to get a fastball because the pitcher's worried about walking another batter, doesn't want to walk the bases loaded. But Colby Lewis is not one of those guys.
Confidence in Guile. Cano on a 1-1 pitch, 2-run homer in the first. Fly to left in the third. Up 1. 3 home runs for Robbie. Didn't hit his 3rd home run last year till June 22nd. Dribbled foul 0-2. So he's swinging a hot bat. You got Lewis, who has an assortment of pitches, and certainly, as you just discussed, got a lot of confidence in, and won't give in.
Right. So he started him off with 2 off-speed pitches. He's seen the breaking ball and the changeup, and he's 0-2. He throws him a fastball. My guess would be it'll be in off the plate to set up another off-speed pitch.
1-2. Long look by Lewis. Runners take off. Throw down to the back runner, the trail runner. They get him. So Martin is thrown out. 2-2 to Cano.
And the problem with this is they picked the wrong pitch. This is the fastball inside off the plate I was talking about. So it's a good pitch to throw on. And I think that was a situation where Marte took off on his own. So Martin, a late jump. He didn't start to run until after Marte took off, and they ended up going the back runner and getting him.
Nice, strong, accurate throw by Brian Holiday.
Yeah. A dangerous slide by Martin. He's a little late on his slide.
And now with 2 outs and a 2-2 count to Robbie. Full count. Nelson Cruz is on deck. Only today 1 for 2. Got his broken back single in the 3rd. No, trying to pick up this run with 2 outs. Hit it hard, but right at Ryan Lewis. So fine start to the inning. Sunny side up, but it doesn't work out well. 3-2 Mariners. Bottom 3rd of the order, Ruggiano, Brian Holiday, Andrew Alberto. Ruggiano on an 0-1 pitch in the 2nd. Delivered an RBI double. This one popped up. It's playable for Adam Lind. One out here in the Rangers' 5th.
The catcher, Brian Holiday.
Was up the catcher, Brian Holiday, popped out to Cano his first time. The Mariners last night 4 home runs, 3 in the 8th. They have 2 home runs here today. 3-2 lead. Lynn might have another play. Let's see if Cruz calls everybody up, or no, it's Cruz. 2 outs. Windy. Hey, make sure to arrive early for opening night Friday night. We're going to bring in the 2016 season. We're going to welcome home Felix, Robbie, and your favorite Mariners. All fans are going to get a free magnetic schedule courtesy of Safeco Insurance. So go to mariners.com for more info.
Are you thinking the same thing I was on that play?
Don't anybody bang bodies, please.
That triangle of Cruz, Cano, and your new first baseman in Lynn?
No, not interested.
Communication.
Way too much kinetic energy out there. Somebody was going to be at risk.
Sure, Scott Service was thinking the same thing.
Heart in throat. Off to a good start. That's the last thing they need. Miley was just dealing here. Going after the bottom third. He's ahead of Alberto, and he's right. He never does turn his back to the catcher.
Scott Service looked like he's pretty relaxed in the dugout. A little fired up last night.
It was good.
Yeah.
It's in ball to Marte. Good strong throw. 1, 2, 3 inning for Wade Miley. Needed just 8 pitches. Well done. Taking care of that bottom third of the order. 3-2 Mariners.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're part of the group attending today's game. Watch your team.
His first Mariner home run. We take a look at the Columbia Bank difference of the game. And here is Martin with 2 outs in the first. Nice to see him go yard. First Mariner home run.
We were talking about it at the end of spring training that it was going to be important for him to get off to a good start. Had a tough year last year. And he's so good in center field. Offensively, he can bring a lot to the table. His ability to run. He has some power, as we just showed you. But you have to build that confidence back.
Ellie Cruz leading off, followed by Adam Lind and Seth Smith. 4, 5, and 6 against Colby Lewis. Cruz today is grounded out to short, single to left. Give us a tape measure, Job. Get us out of here on a good note. Shift on against him.
Saw that when Martin came in off the field, Manny Acta was talking to him, and Martin had been thrown out at second base when Marte tried to steal third. And I'm sure the conversation was, if you don't feel that you get a good enough jump because you pick it up late, you don't have to go.
Ball 2. Groans from some of the Ranger fans here. Colby Lewis out of Bakersfield, California. 6'4", 238, 36 years old. Now it gets through the catcher. Holiday, full count. Adam Lind on deck. Outfield deep for Cruz. High fly ball right center field. And the center fielder, my goodness, Desmond, this is his first game in center field for the Rangers. Did that in his career because he's a bit of shortstop. Late calling off Chu for the out.
Well, we have a couple of shortstops playing in the outfield. Desmond being one for the Rangers. Sardinius also playing left field for the Mariners. That was one of the things I was talking about when we were doing the defenses right at the start of the game, keeping an eye on him in center field. You have the high sky and the sun, winds blowing.
There's Adam Lind, 1 for 2. Base hit to right. First Mariner hit, that was in the first inning. His first Mariner hit, grounded out to short. In fact, part of a double play in the third. Love to see Lynn get back to that 20+ home run region that he's been in for a good portion of his career. 35 in Toronto in 09, followed by 23 and 26. 2013 he hit 23 home runs, and last year in Milwaukee he hit 20. Desmond gets under it. A little time travel here as we check out our Geico this date in MLB history. The year 1993, April 6th, Junior, 3-run homer, first inning, big crowd, second largest Mariner crowd of all time. Seattle gets a win. Lou Piniella debuts as the MGR. You were there?
I was. Seemed that Junior hit a home run on every opening day. Opening day and Mother's Day.
That's right.
He was going to hit a home run.
Was it 09? Yeah, when he came back in 09, we're in Minnesota. Was that Mother's Day he hit a home run? The Metrodome, I believe it was. And he hit one on opening day in 09. The one in Minnesota stands out. I think it was because I remember Dave Niehaus making.
I remember the home run, and I don't remember if it was on Mother's Day
or not. Boy, it was blistered.
Yeah.
Hit it into the baggie. How'd you like hitting there?
Loved it.
No wind to mess with. If you hit it, you're going to get rewarded.
That's right.
Somebody strikes out. Good inning for Colby Lewis as he's retired the side here, and last 5 that he's faced, 3-2 Mariners. Thank you, Angie. Line drive, base hit, right field off the bat of Shin-Soo Choo. Ends a run of 11 consecutive batters retired by Wade Miley. First hit for Texas since the Ruggiero double in the second.
And being aggressive, first pitch fastball. Mariners have the shift on, but he hits a line drive right over the top of it.
Ian Desmond strike out and a ground out 0 for 2. Ooh, nice dig by Lind.
Third time through the lineup for Miley. This would be the tough part of it. Chu, the leadoff hitter, and we have Desmond, Fielder, Beltre, Odor.
Keila is up in the bullpen for the Texas Rangers. Took a lot off of that. Evens the count at 1-1. This is what Miley did last season. First time, second time, third time up. 324. This one goes into right field for a base hit. So here come the Rangers. Ian Desmond with his second hit of the series. It's going to bring up Prince Fielder. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Not a surprise to see Mel Stottlemyre Jr. Boys, start scrambling out there. Get the bullpen going. Prince Fielder shift on against him. Outfield deep. Ball 1. Prince today's grounded to short, flying out to center. Nick Vincent, winning pitcher in last night's ball game, is readying in a hurry. Prince drives one high and deep. Way gone. Upper tank. 3-run homer. 5-3 Texas. His first homer of the season, and no doubt about her. 3 consecutive hits here by the Rangers.
And Dave, you were just talking about it. Miley had been cruising. Out here for the 6. It's going to be a breaking ball. He just leaves it right in the middle of the plate.
He hammered that.
A couple of quick base hits and then the home run.
2 bloops and a blast. Got a new ball game.
Well, Stottlemyre made a trip out to the mound.
Single, 3-run homer. Now Beltre. He wanted some of that action too. Beltre single to right, fly to right. Two Hardy cuts here, 0-2. Finds a hole for consecutive hits. Got that on an 0-2 pitch.
And this is going to be on the fastball, trying to pitch him inside. I think he wanted to throw the pitch in off the plate.
Ned Odor will be the next hitter. He singled to left in the second inning, struck out in the fourth. Breaking ball. Strike one to Odor. A 5-3 Texas lead here. Riley would dearly love to throw a double play ground ball here to get Odor and eliminate Beltran. Here's the 0-2. Clevenger, good block. Steven, his first game as a Mariner. A good spring behind the plate, as did Chris Iannetta. Iannetta swinging the bat really well in the early going. This will be pitch number 80 for Wade Miley. Pulled the string on. Struck out Odor for out number 1. It's his 5th strikeout, second time he's gotten Odor.
And it's on the breaking ball. Like curveball that time. For Miley, 80 pitches, 58 strikes.
Ryan Rua, RBI ground out in the second. Ground out to second base in the 4th inning. One. Kobe Lewis gives up a 2-run homer to Cano in the first. Martin a solo blast in the second. Mariners have 3 runs on 6 hits. Just 2 hits over the last 3 innings. One and 2 the count to Ryan Rua. Mitch Moreland getting the day off. Same for Robinson Chirinos, Delano DeShields, and Elvis Andrus. One and 2. Swing and a miss. Rua strikes out. Back-to-back Ks. 6 for the afternoon for Wade Miley.
Take a look at the off-speed pitch. Now that was a slider. 84 miles an hour.
There's Ruggiano. RBI double and a foul out to Lind. Ruggiano on his 6th big league team. Well up into the crowd. Ruggiano started out with the Rays back in 07, then Miami in 12, 13, the Cubs in 14, Mariners and Dodgers last year. All at 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2, and it's fouled back.
'88 pitches. He still has a good fastball. Last fastball at 91 miles an hour.
Bounce foul as former Mariners Spike Owen coaching down at 3rd. Hector Ortiz does coaching at first base. One and 2. Just a little bit outside. Luciano is the 7th man to the plate here in the 6th inning. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. What an inning. As Miley gives up 4 consecutive hits, a 3-run homer, then strikes out the side. Mariners on the short end now, 5-3. Mariners baseball here on Root Sports, being brought to you by Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. By CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Double Jack Burger today only at Jack in the Box. Rubber match here in Arlington at Globe Life Park, home of the Rangers. Mariners led from the get-go, but now on the short end as we play the top of the 7th with Keona Kela taking over on the mound for the Rangers. Youngster out of Chief Sealth International High School. Bottom third of the order, Luis Sardinas, Steve Clevenger, and Ketel Marte. Kela on in relief of Colby Lewis. Hard-throwing right-handers ahead 0-2.
That was an easy 95, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. 7-5 record last year with a save. 2.39 ERA. That's what Sardinas has done so far. Mariners on the board in the first. Cano with a 2-run homer. Homered the first 3 games of the season. Bobby Doerr, the last second baseman to do that, dating back to early 40s. Martin with a home run in the second. Those are the Mariners scores. And here's a good start with Sardinas taking a 1-2 pitch and reaching base with a single.
We'll take a look at Colby Lewis. So he gave up a couple of home runs today. 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. He threw 96 pitches, 54 of those for strikes.
Kela in his second big league season. Knocked around in the Rangers organization dating back to 2012. 68 games last year. Steve Clevenger, a couple of groundouts, 0 for 2. Steve, a good count here, 2-0.
Pretty good hitting by Sardinas after seeing 95 miles an hour a number of times. Ended up hitting a changeup that was down out of the strike zone. They hit it hard back up the middle.
3-0. See the Rangers again next week back home in Seattle, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Back in the strike. Rangers will take off for Anaheim, 4 games against the Angels before they come to Seattle. And 2 to Clevenger.
I thought it was off the plate, and it looks as if it was.
James Hoy, the home plate umpire today. Tel Marte bunted his way on in the 5th inning. Mariners got the first 2 men aboard in that inning. Couldn't score. 3-2. Strike 3 called. One out, one on here in the 7th. Kings Court is back in session at Safeco Field. King Felix, he takes the mound for his first home start of the season. That'll be this Sunday against the A's. Your $30 ticket. It includes a brand new Kings Court t-shirt and K-card. So go to mariners.com/Felix to get your seat. Chris Bassett will start for the Athletics. Here's Marte. 1 for 2. Beltre gives chase, has no play. 1-1 the count to Ketel Marte. A bunt single to start the 5th inning, his first hit of the season. Proud customer.
Vincent and Nuno getting loose in the pen.
Quick move by Killa. Sardinas starting to ease off and get his lead. Nick, number 50, was the winning pitcher last night through a scoreless 6th inning, getting struck out 2. A 1-1 count. 1 out, 1 on. Mariners down by 2. Killa, very deliberate worker. I was talking to Tom Grieve, Rangers telecast, and he was telling a story about Jerry Kuzman, who was with the Mets years ago. He said he would get out there, throw 3 warm-ups, and then wait for everybody else. Let's go.
Yeah, you're not going to see that anymore.
No. They would sprint out of the dugout, throw 3 pitches, first 2 really hard. He's ready to go, and he'd stand with arms folded. Let's go, fellas. Two and 2. Marte solid in the field here this afternoon. Made an error in each of the first 2 games. On the opener, a double play ground ball he'd love to have back. Mariners looking for big things out of this youngster. Batting in the 9-hole today. Batted 2nd yesterday. That is going to be enough for a base hit. The tying runs are aboard here for the Mariners in the 7th. Second hit for Marte.
Center fielder Leonis Martin.
He had to battle, and I think this is going to jam him just a little bit. Soft line drive into center field. Turn the lineup over, back to the top. Martin having a good day, 2 for 3, including a home run.
Prince Fielder put Texas ahead in the 6th inning. Wade Miley, the starter for the Mariners, had retired the last 11 men he faced. Then he gave up a base hit to Chu to right, base hit to Desmond, and a 3-run homer upper deck, right center field off the bat of Prince Fielder. There's Martin up high, ball 1. Doug Brocail running out of the dugout, pitching coach.
Buying some time for Jake Diekman, hard throwing left-hander getting loose in the pen for the Rangers.
Brocail had a pretty nice career. San Diego, Houston, Detroit, Texas, San Diego, and Houston again. 52-game winner. Covering about 18 years. One-0 pitch. Up high again. So Martin in good shape with a 2-0 count. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Mariners down 2. Here's the 2-0. Back to strike.
A little bit surprised he was taking that pitch all the way.
I thought he'd be hacking. Outfield straight away, deep. Here's the pitch. 2-2. Pitch number 20. He's got service open for a big knock right here from Martin. He's got Seager, Cano, Cruz, and Lynn still to come. Two-two pitch. Fouled off again. This will be pitch number 6 coming up. Redefining deliberate. 2-2 pitch. Strike him out. 2 outs.
Goes right at him, 94-mile-an-hour fastball. See if it was right down the middle. And it was, he just missed it.
The Mariners could use a big one here from Kyle Seager. His favorite ballpark here in the American League West.
Mariners so far this afternoon 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position.
Seager started last night a .351 career hitter in this ballpark. He represents the go-ahead run. Inning started with Sardinhas behind an account 1-2, single to center. Clevenger took a called third strike. Marte served a base hit to center and a strikeout of Martin. And here's Seager, 2-0.
he gets a fastball to hit right here, I don't think he's going to take it.
2-0 pitch.
And he did.
Wow.
Right down the middle.
2-1. Pitch number 25 coming up for Keeler. He's got service trying to get his team a series win here in his old stomping grounds. He was player development director for many a year and a scout. 2-2.
Pretty good changeup. Well located right at the bottom of the strike zone.
Shift on for Kyle, outfield deep. Keeler's battled back to 2-2. In the dirt, advancing to third and to second, respectively, Sardinas and Marte.
Really good base running. You have to anticipate that the ball is going to be in the dirt if you want to get a good jump. See Holiday, the catcher, he's going to block it. It really doesn't get too far away from him, but it was a good jump by Sardinas.
Well, he couldn't ask for a better situation here. Runners at second and third, 2 out, and a good hitter, a great hitter in this ballpark. 3-2 pitch from Keeler. Pitch to Seager, up high, bases are loaded, and it brings up Robinson Cano.
And that'll probably cause a pitching change. Diekman ready to go out in the pen.
Indeed, here comes Jeff Bannister in a big spot in this ball game. A 2-run Texas league. It'll be Diekman against Cano when we come back. 5-3 Rangers. All right, Angie, second confrontation between these two in this series. First time on Monday in the 8th inning. Diekman struck out Cano on a 1-2 pitch. Here's a look at Diekman's numbers.
Just an inning and a third so far. 1 strikeout.
Bases loaded. 1-0 pitch from Diekman. A murmur in the crowd now. Cano, a hot hitter, has a 2-0 count.
And that's pretty good to lay off 2 sliders when you know that he throws 97 miles an hour.
Sardinas, Marte, and Seager, the base runners. Cano feeling good at the plate. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Make it 3-0. Diekman coming over with Cole Hamels in a trade with the Phillies at the trade deadline last July 31st. Two outs, bases loaded, Mariners down at 2 spot. In a strike, 3-1. This pitch could be your ball game right here. Certainly determine where we're going to be moving forward in the next couple of innings. Big pitch to Cano. Takes for strike 3 and 2.
Well, we'll see if he's going to challenge him again. Last couple of fastballs, both of them 95 in the middle of the plate.
Crowd here in Arlington rises to its feet here. 3-2 pitch coming up, time called. 3 home runs, 3 days for Robinson Cano. 2 outs, bases loaded. Top of the 7th, Diekman, hard thrower, pitch. Walked him! And the Mariners are within a run. It's 5-4, another RBI for Cano. He's got 3 on the afternoon. What an eye. Scoring on a play, Sardinas. Moving up Marte and Seager.
And we're going to get another pitching change.
So base hit and give Mariners the lead as Jeff Bannister takes a long, slow walk out. We got a heck of a ball game. 5-4 Texas. Coming up, Mariners will be home Friday. The home opener, and Taijuan Walker gets the honors. He'll be opposed by Eric Surkamp, played with the White Sox, now with the Athletics. Coming up on Saturday, it'll be Nathan Carnes making his Mariners home debut. Rich Hill, a veteran, will be on the mound for Oakland. Carnes making his season debut. And Felix, who has dominated the A's over the years, go against Chris Bassett, close out the series on Sunday. But here in this spot right now, Mariners down 5-4, 2 outs, bases loaded. You got Nelson Cruz against Sam Dyson.
Nelson 1 for 3 this afternoon.
Marte, Seager, and Cano all aboard here. Outfield straight away and deep for Cruz. Broken bat looper, long run for Desmond, but he comes in and makes the catch. Didn't get it all. Mariners do get a run to leave 3. They've drawn a little bit closer. It's 5-4 Texas. Welcome back, everybody. Good look at one of the ponds outside here at Globe Life Park, and the Turtles going in for a little dip. Pretty good number there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 7 of them. Who's going to jump in first? The water's fine. Tough break for the Mariners. Nelly hit that fly ball to center field. It sounded like he hit it off the label. Wade Miley, his day done.
6 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. Did not walk anybody. He had 7 strikeouts. 91 pitches, 66 for strikes.
Last night's winner, Nick Vincent, takes over. He's got 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Holiday, Alberto, and Shin-Soo Choo. Nick coming over in late spring training trade from San Diego. Scoreless inning, 2 strikeouts to get the win last night. Bet that it bet that Cano had.
Now, we were talking about it. To lay off those first 2 sliders, knowing that a guy can throw 95 to 97 miles an hour. Patience that he showed, and then picking up the walk and an RBI. He's locked in right now.
3 RBI a day, 2-run homer in the first. Benson ahead 0-2. Down Nuno continues to heat up in the Mariner pen. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Nick Vincent. That's 4 consecutive strikeouts of Texas hitters here by Miley and now Nick Vincent. Right from Sound Transit's new Link Light Rail stations on Capitol Hill or at the UW for the best seats in the house. Plan your trip at soundtransit.org. So Holiday's retired. He's 0 for 3. Here's Alberto. He's 0 for 2. Check swing, punch shot. Cruz coming in. Big man makes the catch. Well done.
Little check swing, but it hits the barrel of the bat. Looked like a slider. And a good break by Nelson Cruz. Covered a lot of ground. You could tell right away that Cano was not going to be able to get back in time.
Brings up Shin-Soo Choo, 1 for 4 runs scored in the 6th inning. Scored on a 3-run homer by Prince Fielder. He and Ian Desmond.
Mariners put the shift on again.
1-1 to Choo, and the Mariners come up top of the 8th. Lynn, Smith, and Sardinha scheduled 5, 6, and 7.
Vincent, fastball slider combination. Fastball will be in the upper 80s. Pretty good run to it.
Ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. Two and 2. Two-two pitch. He did go, says home plate umpire James Hoyer, and a good inning for Nick Vincent. Needed 10 pitches, strikes out 2. Same thing he did last night. See if they can get him some runs. 5-4 Rangers. Rubber match of this opening series of the season. Time now for the Big Fish Casino Big Catch. And Prince Fielder caught this one, didn't he?
The one pitch that Wade Miley would like to have back. At that point, Mariners had the lead. A 3-run homer. Breaking ball, middle of the plate.
Miley went into that inning having retired 11 consecutive hitters, then gave up 2 singles to right and a 3-run homer. Upper deck, right center field. Here's Adam Lind and Sam Dyson. Dyson, the 4th pitcher today for Texas. Mariner pin, Joaquin Benoit set to make his Mariner debut. Pitched here in Texas for many a year. Adam Lind, 1 for 3. Hits this one to Odor. This week only, T-Mobile customers can get a free season-long subscription to MLB.tv Premium. Go to T-Mobile.com/MLB to sign up. Sign up now and catch every moment on America's fastest-growing LTE network. Seth Smith, 2 walks and a strikeout. There's Benoit. Seth Smith got into last night's game, went 2 for 3, 2-run homer, scored twice, coming off a sensational spring, 20 hits. Sam Dyson came over from Miami at the trade deadline last year. 3-0.
As hot as he is, let him swing away. See if he can get a fastball in the middle of the plate. Sardina's waiting on deck. He had a base hit his last time up.
And 4-pitch walk. Tying runs aboard. Hey fans, our annual Ultimate Northwest Fan Contest is back as presented by Country Financial. Root Sports going to be looking for the ultimate fan in the state of Washington throughout the month of April. Send us a photo and story on our website at rootsports.com/ultimate-fan. And you can win a trip, a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle in September. Personalized jersey and more. For official rules, visit rootsports.com. Here's Sardinius. Mike, if memory serves me correctly, Mr. Dyson is the one that gave up the monster home run to Jose Bautista and the bat flip last year in the playoffs.
I believe you are right.
It was an epic bat flip. Home run wasn't too shabby either. Sardinius singled and scored in the 7th.
And he homered in last night's ball game. Switch hitter with the home run, hitting right-handed.
And it's getting a little antsy here. He's thrown 6 consecutive balls here. Behind 2-0 to Sardinius with Clevenger on deck. Seth Smith at first. There's a strike.
Aoki has a helmet and bat. He's ready to go. He may pinch hit.
Two 2-1 pitch. Long foul ball, 2-2. Double play depth up the middle with Alberto and Odor. 2-2 pitch. And right at it. Taylor made. Good for the Mariners in the 8th. Second double play turn by the Rangers, who lead by 1. ball game. One thing that has come out as a positive here, Mike, is the bullpen in the early going.
Yeah, you're right. 7 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts over the 7 innings. Not giving up a run, just 1 hit in 7 innings. They pitched well. Nick Vincent 2 days in a row has done a nice job. Nick was able to get the win in last night's ball game. Pitched a 1-2-3 7th. Joaquin Benoit going to take over. See what he did last year. 2.34 ERA for him. 63 strikeouts to 23 walks. Opponents hit just 159 against Benoit.
14th season for Benoit. 8 seasons here in Texas before going to Tampa Bay, Detroit for 3, and San Diego the last 2. Ian Desmond will lead it off here in the 8th. Desmond, Prince Fielder, and Adrian Beltre, 2, 3, and 4. Desmond playing in center field. Longtime shortstop for the Nationals. Left field, first 2 games for the spring and the first 2 games of this season. We'll see swings and misses. He's up there. He's not messing around. Sean Tollison, closer, getting ready. Desmond's been very aggressive, swinging early in the count. These 3 games.
Yeah, the entire series.
Two. Benoit, 38 years old, last year with San Diego, 6-5 record in 67 games. 63 strikeouts, just 23 walks, and just about 66 innings. Swing and a miss. So you got Desmond on 3 pitches.
All sliders. He has a good fastball. His fastball 94 miles an hour. Three sliders in a row.
Good looking pitch. Here's Fielder, 3-run homer back in the 6th against Wade Miley. And put Texas out front. Mariners had a 3-2 lead until that point.
Mariners will put the shift on with Fielder hitting. Take a look at the defense. That's Kyle Seager out at the shortstop position. Cano on the grass.
One 1. Cano in short right field. Making sure he's got a good read on where Mr. Cruz is. Two and 1. Benoit out of Santiago in the Dominican Republic. Jerry Dipoto picked him up November 12th. Sending back to San Diego, Enyel De Los Santos and Nelson Ward. De Los Santos, a right-hander, Ward, an infielder. 2-1 pitch. 2-2. On deck for Texas, Adrian Beltre. He's had a 2 for 3 day. There's the great third baseman. 2-2. Prince Fielder.
His best fastball so far, that one at 94. Tried to catch the outside corner and missed with it.
Benoit looking for out number 2. Walked it. First walk today issued by Mariner pitching. Make sure you're on hand for all the action opening weekend at Safeco Field. Check out the 2016 Mariners squad for the first time starting Friday. Mariners will host the A's in the home opener. Tickets for opening weekend, they're available at mariners.com. I look forward to the Friday spectacular. Always a great show as Delano DeShields comes in to run for fielder. Mariners marketing department does it better than anybody. Beltre makes it ball one. Shields at 25 steals last year. Benoit. Got Odor on deck. Cano and Marte, double play depth up the middle. Strike one.
Another good slider. He has pretty good command of that pitch this afternoon.
The 1-1 to Beltre. Upfield deep and straight away. Runner goes. Clevenger throw down to second. Got him. Good throw by Steve Clevenger. 2 down here in the 8th.
Watching him in spring training, he has a strong throwing arm, and it's a really good pitch to throw on. It's a fastball. Elevated a little bit. He was able to come right out of the chute. Make a strong throw to second.
So now a 2-1 count for Beltre. Nobody on. 2 outs. Scheduled for the Mariners in the 9th, Clevenger, Marte, and Leonys Martin. The 3-1 pitch to Beltre. He's aboard with the walks. He's walked 3 and 4 hitters.
He was very careful with both of them, fielder and
Yes,
Beltre.
Indeed. Yes, sir. That's going to bring up Rougned Odor, second inning single. Since then, he struck out twice. Trying to keep this a 1-run ball game. Not much of a lead for Beltre. Pick 1 to Odor. Mariners get off to the good start in the first inning. Robinson Cano 2-run homer. Top of the second, Martin homers. It's 3-0 Seattle. And RBIs by Rua and Ruggiano, making a 3-2 ball game after 2. It stayed that way till the fielder homer in the 6th. Mariners had a run in the 7th, a bases loaded walk to Cano, giving him 3 RBIs in the day, and that's how we got here at 5-4. Benoit trying to shut the door right here in the 8th. Just outside.
Mitch Moreland on deck. He will pinch it for Rua.
Ball and 2 strikes. Fouled it off.
After 3 fastballs, came back with a split. Left it up. I think he wanted to throw that pitch in the dirt. You can see it's elevated off the plate. About belt high.
Be careful with Odor. He had 16 homers last year. 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch number 20. Two and two to Odor. Beltre at first. Bouncing ball right to the first baseman, Adam Lind. That will do it. Last stops here for the Mariners. Clevenger, Marte, and Martin coming up 5-4. They'll have to get it done against Sean Tolleson. See if the Mariners can stage a comeback here in the 9th. Nori Aoki will pinch hit for Clevenger against this man, Sean Tolleson.
35 saves last year. ERA just under 3, 76 strikeouts to 17 walks. Opponent's hitting .239 against him. He did give up 9 home runs.
And he gets it past the diving Odor. There's the start you were looking for, tying runs aboard. Oki wasting no time. He went 2 for 5 last night.
Smart hitting. Tolleson wanting to get ahead of him right away with a fastball. You can see it's in the middle of the plate. Beltre in on the grass at third. Going to take the bunt away.
Marte, bunt single back in the 5th, and a base hit the centers last time up in the 7th. Marte was granted time by James Hoy, the home plate umpire. Strike one to Cattell. 2 hits today, 2 for 3. First 2 hits of the season. Got services. Team trying to stage a comeback here. They had the lead at 3-2, but Prince Fielder, difference maker right now. 3-run homer in the 6th. Did show bunt, takes a called strike 2.
Again, I think he was bunting on his own right there. Scott Service told me in spring training he does not like to bunt runners from first to second.
Marte straight up. Aoki back safely. Not a surprise to see Felix with the bat in his hand. They get opportunities. Mariners will be playing the National League Central. There's the 0-2. Flip shot. Might it be enough? Ruggiero can't get it. It's good to go. First and second for the Mariners. So Marte with 3 consecutive hits, and the Mariners in business. Tying and go-ahead runs are aboard.
Well, he hit a pretty good pitch. It was down below the hitting area, right off the end of the bat to pick up a base hit. Back-to-back hits from Marte. He has 3 in the game.
That sets up nicely as we get back to the top of the order. And Leonys Martin, Seager, Cano, and Cruz.
Now this is a situation that he is willing to bunt, so we'll see if he has Martin put a bunt down. Martin with a couple of hits, including a home run.
Aoki's got good speed. Marte's got great speed. Let's see what Martin does. Beltre in at third. Wheel play on. Can't get it. Can't get it down. That'll be a strike 1 against Martin. He homered in the 2nd, singled in the 5th, struck out 1st and 4th times up.
It's probably a good thing that he didn't get the bunt down right there. Rua, the first baseman, and Beltre both right on top of home plate. They would have been able to get the lead runner.
So Klein warming up for Texas. Time called. Martin hit 14. Make that 1 sacrifice last year. Most he's ever had big league experience is 3 with Texas back in 2013.
Rangers did not go with the wheel play that time.
Kyle Seager on deck. A 1-1 count here to Martin. Swinging away down the line, fair ball. Here comes Aoki. He's going to score to tie it. Marte to third. He'll get the stop sign, and the Mariners will come back to tie it at 5-5. Leonys Martin with his 3rd hit today, a 2nd RBI, and the Mariners have tied it. And the go-ahead run at 3rd.
And Scott Service being aggressive, taking the bump play off, letting Martin swing away his 3rd hit of the ball game. And it pays off.
Boy, that was great.
And a great situation for the Mariners.
Great setup, 2nd and 3rd. You got Seager coming up, followed by Cano and Cruz. Keep building.
Rangers have their infield in.
0-1 to Kyle, who's struck out twice and walked twice. One-0 here to Seager. Back for the strike. An RBI double for Leonys Martin. He's tied it up. Runners at second and third. 1-1 here to Seager. That's deep into the corner. Down the line. That is a foul ball. Man, oh man, that was going to get too easily.
I think that was the wind. It looked like it was going to be a fair ball, and then it started to move left quite a bit towards the end.
Great consecutive hits for the Mariners here. The top of the ninth. They've tied it up at 5-5 with a chance to take the lead. One-two here to Kyle. Drawn in infield. Here's the pitch. Up and in. Outfield straightaway and deep for Kyle. Great hitter in this ballpark. See what gives here. 2-2. Full count.
Good eye. Just missing the inside corner with that last fastball.
Got a hot hitter here and a hotter hitter in Cano coming up next. Cishek and Peralta getting ready. Peralta made his Mariner debut last night. Cishek has yet to do so. Big pitch here. 3-2 to Kyle Seager. Base hit up the middle. Coming around to score is Martin. Right behind him is Martin. The throw to the plate, not in time. Kyle Seager put the Mariners in front at 7-5 here in the ninth. What a wonderful ninth inning. That's 4 consecutive hits.
And up to this inning, the Mariners, take a look at this fastball in the outside corner. Kyle staying with it, actually off the plate away, too close to take, and he hits it hard back up the middle. But the Mariners had been 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position, 2 for 2 in this inning.
What a great inning. Tremendous comeback here in the ninth. Seager continues to wear out Texas pitching. Aoki got it started with a base hit to center. Marte dropped one into left. RBI double Martin to left. 2-run single by Seager. Center field now a 7-5 advantage and nobody out. Cano drives one. Deep right center field. Giddy up, baby, giddy up. God, he did it again. Robinson Cano with a 2-run homer. He is scorching hot. 2 2-run homers, 5 RBIs on the afternoon, and the Mariners have a 9-5 lead. 5 consecutive hits here in the ninth.
That'll be it for Tollison, and you're right. I don't know that I've seen anybody get off to a start like Cano has. It's 407 feet out there to center field where he hits this one.
This is one of the best innings we've seen for the Mariners, especially in a late game situation, Mike, in our 9+ years together, no question about it.
Against a pretty good closer.
Yes, sir. What a mega explosion here for the Mariners. 9-5 Seattle. nobody out. The Mariners taking it to the Rangers here in the ninth, a 9-5 lead. And here's Nelson Cruz. New pitcher is Tony Barnett. Barnett, 2/3 of an inning last night, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. What an extravaganza here in the ninth. What was that stat you had about the Ranger bullpen from last year?
For Tollison? Yeah, he had 35 saves and 37 opportunities.
This one hit hard right at Beltre.
You see the Mariners are also scoring runs late. 6 in the 8th inning last night, and 5 so far here as Cruz hits it right at Beltre.
They'll bring up Adam Lind, who's 1 for 4. 2 home runs for Robbie Cano. He had a bases loaded walk. He's driven in 5. Lind with a base hit to right in the first inning. Two and 0 to Adam. He's the 7th man to the plate here in the 9th inning. Here's the 2-0. 2-1. Two one to Lind. Barnett been in Japan last 6 years. It's Steve Cishek. Mariner closer is heating up. Bouncing ball foul.
Scott Service before the game was saying that he wanted to get Cishek in the game. Sure, he's happy to have him come into the game with a lead now.
Offensively, been a smorgasbord for Service in the Mariners. 13 extra base hits in this series, 9 home runs. And you know he likes it. Hitting coach Edgar Martinez. Two at 2 to Lind. Dribbles one. Barnett will take it himself. It's 2 away. 8th man to the plate will be Seth Smith.
He's been on base 3 times, all of them walks.
What an uplifting inning this has been for the Mariners. Had the lead, gave it up, 3-run homer by Fielder in the 6th. Nibble away, get a run in the 7th, and then an explosive 9th. Single, RBI double, 2-run single, 2-run homer. Men responsible for that: Aoki, Marte, Martin, Seager, and Cano. Rangers in the home 9th will have 6, 7, and 8 in the order coming up. Inside to Seth, 1-1. Most home runs the Mariners have had in a series here in Texas. Playing for the big inning. 6 in the 8th last night, 5 in the 9th tonight or this afternoon. Two and one to Smith. 9th inning explosions thinned out the crowd of 26,945 here at Globe Life. Three defenders right side for Seth. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two out, nobody on, 5 runs in, 2-2 to Smitty. Hit the other way, base hit. It continues here in the 9th. Bring the 9th man to the plate, Luis Sardinas.
And he has had 4 really good at-bats. You can see they had the shift on, nobody over on the left side of the infield. A couple of strikes to pick up a base hit.
14 hits for the Mariners, 9 runs on 14 hits. They've left 6. 5 runs, 7 hits. 3 left by Texas. Two outs, a man aboard. Sardinas, line drive. Ruggiero comes on and makes a catch, and that'll do it. But wonderful damage done by the Mariners in the 9th. 5 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and a man left. To the bottom of the 9th we go in Arlington. The Mariners 9, the Rangers 5. The lead here in Texas in an effort to win this opening series for the Mariners. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers with you, Reach Sports crew. But you want to talk about have a day, Robbie Cano, 2 2-run homers, a bases loaded walk, 5 ribbies. Martine's got a home run and a 2-run and an RBI double, 3 hits on the afternoon. It has been a big-time parade of offense. Steve Sushek making his Mariner debut with a nice little cushion here.
Take a look at his numbers last year. 3.58 ERA, 55 in the 3rd, 48 strikeouts, 27 walks. You want to stay away from the walks here in this inning. Opponents hit 259. Sinking fastball. He'll be 87, 88 miles an hour. Also has a slider and a changeup.
Iannetta takes over behind the plate for Steve Clevenger. Was pinch hit for by Nori Aoki, and Aoki got the thing started. First pitch swinging, single to center. Here's Ryan Rua to lead it off. First pitch from Steve as a Mariner is in there for a strike. Cishek with Miami at St. Louis last year. Two and 6 with Miami at 32 games. Lost his release point, lost confidence, had a 4.50 ERA. Went to the minors for 5 games, comes back with St. Louis, 27 games, and had a 2.31 ERA for the Cardinals. He's ahead here 0-2. Did not go as Ionetta peeling down at Chad Fairchild at first base umpire. Last year, Mariners only had 1 win when they entered the 9th inning trailing. Nelson Cruz, remember that bullet he hit through the 6-hole last year?
Yeah.
It's Safeco Field. Strike 3 called. Cishek, good start. 1 down.
He was at the top of the list for a long time as far as exit velocity goes on that base hit by Cruz. We'll take a look at this last pitch. Good look at the fastball. Is going to run it right back in on the inside corner. Ties him up with it.
Reggiano, 1 for 3. Strike 1. Mariner pitching today, rung up 11 strikeouts. Ground ball third. Seager, plenty of time. High throw. Lynn down in time. 2 down.
And it looks like the sails on Kyle a little bit. Good play by Lynn. Had to come off the bag, but able to get his foot back down in time.
Ryan Holiday, the catcher, to face Cishek. 2 outs. Nobody on. Mariners with a 9-5 lead. Here comes the 0-1. This will do it as Martin coming in. And the Mariners with a 5 spot in the 9th rally to win at Texas and win the opening series 2-1. What a beautiful sight as Robbie Cano has a huge day. Offense all over, sparkling. But that comeback in the 9th, Mike, was as good as we've ever seen.
No, you're absolutely right. It started with Aoki, who was pinch hitting. First pitch, base hit right back up the middle. Martin, the speed guys that you want to get on base, they were able to do that. Scott Service taking the bunt off was a big key to them having the big inning. Decided to take that bunt off, and Martin ended up hitting the double down the line. But 2 days in a row for the Mariners, scoring a lot of runs late, really hurting the Rangers, and end up winning this series.
And nice to bring in Steve Cishek for his Mariner debut. He has a nice 1-2-3 inning.
10 pitches, 8 strikes. That's what you want to see.
Absolutely. We're going to enjoy tomorrow, the day off, and we look forward to seeing you all Safeco Field on Friday. But right now, our Mariner post game presented by Delta Airlines starts right now with Bill and Angie with plenty to talk about.